All right, I want to do a quick video real quick because, you get bored with the game and you try stuff and test stuff. At least I do. And so, to kind of give you an explanation about how I decided to test this is, I kind of came to the realization that I really believe that a lot of the game is going to go towards endurance-based builds. Since the new blocking system, you're still going to be able to block at a 10% rate without luck. And since main stat is such a heavy influence on overall BTH, in fact, it's even more with the recent updates to blocking. I think the new numbers are going to be basically 40 points for main stat and 6.25 for luck. So, if you'd had like a misc or a toggle on a shield to give you additional intelligence or strength or dexterity or whatnot, or even the like the Uno Polka and Arcane Amp spells, it's going to have a massive effect on BTH. So I feel like one of the best builds is going to wind up being basically the backlash build, the intelligence, endurance, and charisma. So I've been running backlash in the last day or so, and then trying to find other ways to play along with it. And so I may do another video about all that at another time, explaining why I think it's going to be better. But I was bored and I picked up an armor that I played with years ago, and just to see what would happen. One of the things that I think endurance is going to be able to do is that you've got 5,853 hit points. I think you can play around with other armors. Like if you wanted to carry an armor just for implementing a burn or an item, I think having all those hit points means you don't have to necessarily worry about your defense as much. So I think it actually gives you the ability to switch to an armor, implement an effect. Maybe you'll take a little bit more damage that round, but that's why you've trained endurance. And you're not lacking in BTH anymore and stuff. So I had this idea. I just was bored. So I picked up the Algern's Carapace. If you notice, I'm running my Doom Lights. I was trying out the idea of Blood Mages and Blood Zerkers too. But so I picked up the Algern's Carapace. They updated the quest a while back. And there's some other level 150 rewards there, but I had hoped maybe the PDO wasn't updated and I could pick up a level 150 version of it, but it's only 131. And so so I was like, I wonder how good it is. So I will tell you that you will have a little bit of a BTH issue, but that can be mitigated. So I've got the dual booster pet for darkness here. This armor is locked to darkness, so it does get some LE comp, okay? So I wanted to show, if you're using a few boosters here, this is only a level 131 armor, okay? So one of the things that I did is I'm equipping the Royal Cake and boosting my intelligence to 142 boost, and this is actually going to be for 2 rounds, and I'll show you why. Without charisma, this drops to about 65. So I tested it with that, and then so I've got my dual boosters here. And then I've got the Celtic wheel with the toggle on, and then I've got another 50 here. So I've got an effective 492 intelligence. So there's not going to be a BTH issue anymore because it's lower level. The blocking is 61, 53, and 66. That's some really good blocking for level 131 armor. You can see it resists. It's got, a 51 to fire, 57 to water, 59 to energy, and 43 to darkness. And I have a water shield, so 43% to darkness on an endurance build. So that's what I had in mind. It's like I want, that's not going to be appreciably like that much different. So I'm just going to do a regular attack versus 100%. So I just did 1100 and 1200. So basically over 2000 damage. But this also has the life drain skill, which heals equal to the damage done. My intelligence boost line is still there. It says 0 rounds, but it is still there. If it's listed, it's there. So this time, I'm going to do life drain. So that's about 800 or so. So I just healed myself for 800. So as you can see, this intelligence boost is pretty significant. It's for damage. And then with booster pets, especially the elemental specific ones, and then a few buffs, you're able to do a lot of damage. So that one's about 1100, and it's an 1100 heal. And I've got all these hit points, so having this little bit worse defense really don't matter. That's in a level 131 armor. Now I can do the same thing in Necromancer Cloak, and the L150 spell, the heals, using the Royal Cake Pet in this build is crazy good. I may run this build for a while. But anyway, I wanted to show off a much lower level armor and how strong it is. And you can use it because you've trained endurance and you've buffed your intelligence, or if you wanted to run a strength build or a ranger build, basically you buff your stat, you alleviate your issues with BTH, and you also boost your damage by a lot.